To have a long career, that's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
Artis Gilmore told me one time, he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy, because that's what basketball is all about.
Bird takes it away from Wilkins, goes to the floor and gets it up ahead.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Larry Bird doesn't say much anymore. The guy who built a Hall of Fame legacy by letting his game do the talking has stayed quiet, while today's NBA stars argue nonstop about greatness. He's been watching from the shadows, minding his business, not chasing headlines. But this time, something hit a nerve. According to people close to the Celtics legend, a comment Kevin Durant made on LeBron James's podcast finally crossed the line. And what Bird has reportedly been saying behind closed doors is something fans need to hear loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Because you know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
Coward.
It all popped off on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast. Durant was sitting across from LeBron talking about longevity and what it really means to be great in the league. Then KD dropped a line that sounded light, but had some sneaky weight behind it. He brought up Michael Jordan retiring in 1993, smirking while saying it. Some people say, I want to go play baseball, Durant said with that knowing look. LeBron instantly laughed, and the camera caught everything. They knew exactly what they were doing. The message was clear. Make it sound like Jordan walked away, like he got tired or wanted something easier.
You know, my father just passed. You know, we just finished our 3rd championship season where, you know, we had a lot of different personalities, you know, going against each other. And
individual goal was that Magic, Bird, Isaiah never did this. So that meant a lot to me to do it for the 3rd time, yes. You know, I won't say that I'm better than those people.
LeBron's been around for over 20 years, so the point wasn't subtle. Longevity equals toughness. Staying means more dedication than stepping away. But that's where the disrespect comes in, and why Bird reportedly snapped. That take ignores reality completely. Jordan didn't just wake up bored in 1993. That summer, his father, James Jordan, was murdered during a robbery. The man who shaped Michael's greatness was gone, and that changed everything. Gone. Just like that. Michael Jordan had just finished his 3rd straight championship, sitting at the absolute peak of basketball power, and he walked away to deal with real grief. He stepped back to honor his father's memory by chasing a dream they talked about together, playing professional baseball. So when Durant casually drops that "some people play baseball" line with that smirk, it's not harmless, it's not just talk. He's turning one of the darkest moments of Jordan's life into a slick joke. He's shrinking a real tragedy to make Jordan look soft compared to guys who stayed longer. And LeBron sitting right there, laughing along, basically signed off on it.
I competed hard. I played the game the way it was supposed to be played. I played injured, and I played with a lot of pride. So I owe everything to the NBA.
Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnsons, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley's, we earned what we got. When the corporate America came to us, we had a game that could validate their admiration and
sponsorship and all that, yeah.
Now they get that before they play one game.
Yeah.
So you're rolling the dice to see if this kid's ever going to be good or not.
Yeah.
So in essence, you're paying the kid off of potential.
Yeah.
That he may be great.
You don't think that's good?
No, because I think it sets bad work ethic. When you get something so easily, you're not going to work as hard.
That's what crossed the line for Larry Bird, because Bird knows pain. He finished his career with back issues so bad he had to lie flat on the floor before games just to move. He knows what it means to play through injury, through loss, through pressure, through adversity. And Bird knows Jordan didn't quit in 1993. He chose to be human. Now let's get something straight. When Jordan retired the first time, was it after choking in the playoffs? After getting embarrassed on the big stage?
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? Like, I mean,
they don't hate each other.
That's
they don't like. See, I hated Larry and every Celtic. I really don't like you, but you're my little brother. Now I love you because you out of that green and white. That's what it was, right? You the Celtics, Lakers hate each other, disliked each other. So it made for great TV and people tuning in. And now with, I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other, won't go at each other like really hard. Even that's what happened to the All-Star game, see?
Yeah.
See, the All-Star
carried into the All-Star game. Right there.
See, we hated the East.
Right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me. See, I'm coming to get that. Now,
see, Magic, this is what I
let
said.
them score 200 to 200. What is that?
LeBron and KD and Steve Nash did their little podcast thing, and they always drag the legacy
What
of
is it
Michael
called?
Jordan.
Is it called? Was it Cry Me a River?
Cry Me a River. I think
Cry
that's
Me a
it
River
called,
podcast?
yeah.
Oh, my God. I tell you what, man, listen. I was watching that.
Revisionist history, they should call it.
Yeah, you know what, Mark? Great players don't have to tell people they're great.
Yeah.
You
That's
let fans do that. You let people debate it on talk radio and podcasts. You know, players don't have to do that. You know, that we all know you're great. You don't have to tell us. You know, when you have to go around trumpeting that you're great and what separates you from all the other people that makes you greater than them, that's a problem. You know, that's a problem. That's why I say it's a Cry Me a River podcast, because you're crying and moaning about what they said. And they were kind of sneak dissing MJ. If you really listen between the lines, you know, they were talking about, Kevin Durant was talking about how longevity is more important than rings and all that other stuff. Being in the league basically for 20 plus years shows the dedication and the hard work that you had to do to stay here. But he failed to mention, you know, the load management and this guy only playing in no more than 3 times in his career, you know, 82 games in a season.
Yeah, right.
LeBron's only played 1 time 82 games in a season. MJ 9 times in his career played 82 games, plus the playoffs and championships that goes into 115 games. So to listen to these guys discredit the former players and how great they were to you know, basically step on top of them to get themselves higher is really sad.
No chance. He walked away after a three-peat. 3 straight titles, something Magic Johnson never pulled off. Larry Bird never pulled off. Isaiah Thomas never pulled off. Jordan reached the top, stood alone, and stepped away while dealing with the worst moment of his personal life. That's not quitting. That's mental and emotional exhaustion from carrying greatness while drowning in pain. And here's where the irony gets heavy. The loud comments about Jordan are coming from Kevin Durant, a player critics often accuse of taking the easiest exits when pressure hits. In 2016, Durant's Thunder were up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turning on here, turning off here. It's just 110% all the time.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so he's like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit out? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
I twist my ankle and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is, you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact.
Then it fell apart. They lost the series, straight collapse. And what did Durant do that summer? He joined the very team that beat him. Not just any squad. The 73-win Warriors already loaded with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. That move is still viewed by many fans as the weakest decision of the modern NBA era. And it didn't stop there. When things got messy in Brooklyn, Durant wanted out. Pressure hit, expectations rose, and he asked for a trade instead of riding it out. Then he landed in Phoenix, and when that situation didn't click perfectly, the noise about moving again started. And this is the guy throwing shade at Michael Jordan, calling him a quitter. That's wild.
Like you mentioned a little bit about today's game, because we had Clever on here, and he talked about load management. He said, I don't know what the hell that is. Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? and then the stars are not playing because of Lowe's management. It's hurting the game.
You know, the fans are there that watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
Now let's talk about LeBron. When things got tough in Cleveland the first time, he took his talents to South Beach to link up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. When Miami started fading, he bounced back to Cleveland. When that chapter closed, he headed to Los Angeles. Every time adversity showed up, there was a clean exit. Look, switching teams isn't a crime. It's business. But you can't bounce from super team to super team, then clown Jordan for stepping away after a three-peat while grieving his father. That's not just disrespectful. It makes no sense. And Durant didn't stop at the baseball talk. He doubled down, saying the real goal should be playing 20 years. Not rings, not MVPs, not dominance, just longevity. And LeBron nodded along like it was some deep truth, instead of seeing it for what it really is. A total misunderstanding of greatness. And this is where Jordan's mindset blows their whole argument apart.
What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, you know, the fans are there that watch me play. I want to impress that guy.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
This is also where Larry Bird's reported response hit straight to the core of the issue. Michael Jordan never chased longevity. He chased perfection. Every single season had one mission: max himself out, max the team out, win championships, and dominate both ends of the floor. That was it. Jordan played 15 years total, but really only 13 full seasons if you count the retirements. And in those 13 seasons, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defensive selections. That's not just impressive, that's basketball perfection. Now stack Durant and LeBron together. Combined, they played 39 seasons, almost triple Jordan's peak years. And what's the return? 6 championships total, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 5 scoring titles, 5 all-defensive selections combined. Nearly 40 seasons of hoop, and they didn't surpass what Jordan did in basically a decade. Double the time, half the impact. Now let's talk mentality, because that's the real divider between eras. When Jordan entered the league in 1984, he played all 82 games. This was a rough, physical era. Teams flew commercial. One trainer, maybe one strength coach, back-to-backs nonstop. The schedule was brutal, and players still showed up. In the 1999 to 2000 season alone, 58 players played all 82 games. Compare that to today. The worst availability era in NBA history is happening right now in the 2020s, when players have every advantage imaginable. Private jets, full medical teams on the road, sports science, elite facilities, custom nutrition plans, and yet players are playing less than ever. Why? Because the mindset shifted. Jordan had a belief that defined his whole career. Being an NBA player was a privilege, not a burden. He knew fans worked hard for their money. They saved up, bought tickets, and showed up expecting to see the best compete. When you're making tens of millions and sit out because you're tired, that's a slap in the face to everyone in the building. Jordan understood that. He respected the game. He respected the fans who made his career possible. There's a famous story about Jordan twisting his ankle early on. A teammate told him to sit down and rest. Jordan said no. He said he was trying to make a name for himself. He needed to prove something. He wanted to make an impact. That mindset never left him. Even as the biggest star on the planet, he still showed up for the kids sitting way up in the cheap seats. LeBron James has played a full 82-game season exactly once in his entire career, once in over 20 years. Players like Bird, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, even Allen Iverson did it multiple times. And here's where load management gets toxic. When the top guy rests, it sends a message. If LeBron can sit, why can't everyone else? It spreads fast. Role players start resting. Bench guys start sitting. The whole league acts like the regular season doesn't matter. And fans pay the price. Premium tickets, full arenas, and stars sitting in street clothes. Kevin McHale nailed it when he said Jordan's era was different because Jordan set a different standard. When he was the face of the league, players showed up. They competed. They played through pain because that's what you did back then. Jordan himself missed 64 games one season with a broken foot. Team management wanted to shut him down for the entire year. Jordan said no. He came back on limited minutes just to be on the floor. And when games hit the final 30 seconds, he demanded to be out there. Not chasing stats, not padding a resume, but because he couldn't live with letting his teammates or the fans down. That mindset feels gone today. Now players make $95 million and say they can't hoop 4 days a week. No back-to-backs. Rest days planned before the season even starts. And fans are just supposed to accept it. You can't ask people to drop hundreds on tickets when the stars they came to see might not even play. It's hurting the game. Fans tune in for big matchups, and the top names are in street clothes because of load management. That never would have flown in Jordan's era. It wouldn't have happened in Bird's era either. Those guys understood something that feels lost now. You earn what you get. You don't coast on hype or reputation. You show up and prove it every single night. Jordan and Bird both played fewer than 15 full seasons. Why? Because they emptied the tank every night. Diving for loose balls, locking in on defense, doing whatever it took to win. They didn't pace themselves for year 20. They didn't think about longevity. They thought about tonight's game and this season's championship. Their intensity burned hot and fast, and that's okay. In shorter careers, they achieve more than most players do in 20 years. Durant and LeBron have chased individual milestones for years now. Points, rankings, all-time lists. Jordan once said if he cared about scoring records, he could have kept playing to chase Kareem. But he didn't. He cared about rings. He cared about winning. He cared about being the best when it actually mattered. And there's another layer people don't talk about enough. Jordan's generation didn't get handed anything. They built the league. They turned the NBA into must-watch TV. They made it global first. And only after winning, only after filling arenas, did the real money show up. Today, players get max contracts before they've even played a single NBA game. $1 million shoe deals off pure potential. From a business angle, fine. But mentally, it changes everything. When you get paid before you earn it, the hunger drops. The edge softens. The nightly need to prove yourself fades. Jordan and Bird came from a time where every dollar had to be earned. Every endorsement was fought for. Every ounce of respect was taken, not gifted. Nothing was free. So when Durant says the goal is just playing 20 years, he's exposing the gap between generations. Jordan's goal was never to just hang around and cash checks. It was domination. It was being undeniable. It was leaving a legacy nobody could touch. And he pulled that off in just 13 full seasons. Durant and LeBron have nearly 40 seasons combined, and they're still chasing Jordan's shadow. Every debate circles back to him. Every all-time list puts him on top. Longevity won't change that. And here's the part that makes Larry Bird's reported response hit hard. NBC recently brought Jordan back into the NBA media spotlight. Why? Because even now, over 20 years after his final retirement, Jordan still carries more weight than anyone playing today. When Jordan speaks, people listen. When he talks about competing every night and respecting the game, it resonates across generations. That's his real response. Not a podcast clip, not social media noise. His relevance never left. His name still runs the league, and everyone knows it. This is exactly what Larry Bird has been saying privately to friends and former teammates. Bird has reportedly told people close to him that Jordan doesn't need to defend himself at all. His career already did that. The numbers speak. The championships speak. The way he played speaks louder than anything Durant or LeBron could ever say. Bird understands this better than almost anyone. He built his own legacy the same way. Through toughness, through showing up, through competing every single night, no matter the pain or the situation. No No excuses. So LeBron can laugh on that podcast all he wants. They can downplay championships. They can joke about Jordan's baseball break. But at the end of the day, they're still measured against him, still compared to him, still trying to convince the world they belong in the same conversation. And that's the part that says everything. Jordan never had to convince anyone. He showed it night after night, season after season, championship after championship. Greatness doesn't need 20 years to explain itself. It needs moments, games, seasons that leave no doubt. Jordan had 13 seasons of doing exactly that. Durant and LeBron, with all their longevity and all their stats, still haven't matched what Jordan did in basically a decade. That's not opinion. That's math. That's history. So yeah, Michael Jordan responded to Durant and LeBron, and Larry Bird is standing right behind him. They just didn't need to say their names. Their legacies did the talking. Their mentality did the talking. Their approach to basketball did the talking. That response is louder than any podcast clip, louder than load management excuses, louder than jokes about baseball. When the dust settles and history closes the book, Jordan is still at the top, and everyone else is still looking up, wondering what it felt like to be that great. If you think today's NBA has lost its edge, hit that like button. If you believe players need to respect the game and the fans, drop your thoughts below. And if you want more real basketball breakdowns, subscribe, because this conversation isn't done yet.